Welcome to Don Bosco in a Year podcast.
Day 19. We pass on from school affairs to certain events by way of diversion. When I finished my homework, I had a lot of spare time. I used to devote part of it to reading the Latin and Italian classics, and the rest to making liquors and jams for John Pianta's cafe. Halfway through that year, I was in a position to prepare coffee and chocolate. I knew the recipes for many kinds of sweets, drinks, ices, and various refreshments. My landlord began by giving me free lodging. Then, gauging the boost I could give to his business, he made me an attractive offer. He tried to induce me to give up my other concerns and work full time for him. But I was doing that work only for fun and relaxation. I had no intention of giving up my studies. Professor Bernaudi was a model teacher. Without having recourse to corporal punishment, he succeeded in making all his pupils respect and love him. He loved them all as if they were his own sons, and they loved him like an affectionate father. To show our appreciation, we planned a surprise for his feast day. We decided to write both poetic and prose pieces for the celebration and had little presents which we thought he would especially like. The event was a splendid success. Our teacher was pleased beyond words, and as a token of appreciation, he took us on a picnic in the country. It was a wonderful day. Both teacher and pupils were of one spirit, and each of us strove for ways to express the joy in his heart. As we made our way back to Chieri, our teacher met someone we did not know, and he had to go off with the man. We were left by ourselves on the road for a little while. At that point, some of our companions from the upper classes came up to us and invited us to go swimming with them at a place called Fontana Rossa, about a mile from Chieri. I was against the idea, and so were some of my friends, while the others wanted to go swimming. It was a regrettable decision. A few hours after we got home, two of our picnic group ran in, breathless and frightened. "Oh, if you only knew what a terrible things happened," they gasped. "Philip N., who insisted so much that we go swimming, is dead." The tragedy depressed all of us. There was no more talk of swimming that year, nor the following one. Some time ago, I happened to meet a few of my old friends from those days. We recalled the drowning of our companion at the Fontana Rossa whirlpool with real regret. You might be asking how I could afford to give so much time to these dissipations without neglecting my studies. I will not hide the fact that I could have studied harder. But remember that by paying attention at school, I was able to learn as much as was necessary. In fact, in those days, I made no distinction between reading and studying, and I could easily recall material from books I had read or heard. Moreover, my mother had trained me to get by on very little sleep, so I could read for 2/3 of the night at will, thus leaving the whole day free for activities of my own choice. I liked to devote some time to coaching and private lessons, and even though I often did this out of charity or friendship, others paid me. My studies, extensive reading, and coaching of students took most of the day and a good part of the night. Often, when it was time to get up in the morning, I was still reading Livy, which I had taken up the previous evening. This practice so ruined my health that for some years I seemed to have one foot in the grave. Consequently, I always advise others to do what they can and no more. The night is made for rest. Except in cases of necessity, after supper, no one should apply himself to scientific things. A robust person might take it for a while, but it will always prove detrimental to his health.
Thank you for joining us today on this journey to know Don Bosco. May these reflections deepen our faith, guide us closer to God each day, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Till then, keep seeking, keep praying, keep growing.